Guys, if any of you has been wondering about trying to make these granny squares and they probably thought they were a challenge or maybe difficult, just watch this video until the end as I show you how to make granny squares. I have 3 samples here and I have a large granny square, and I'm going to explain why I have different sizes after I show you how to make this small granny square. So to start with, I want to welcome those that are here on the channel for the first time. My name is Cecilia. I'm going to demonstrate crocheting granny squares. So the first thing you do is just make a loop like that. Get your needle. I'm going to use crochet needle number 5, and just like that. Make sure you tighten this a bit. You pull the yarn just to tighten it. Pick the long one, don't pick the wrong one, and chain 4. Don't count this one, just go 1 over the crochet needle, 2 over the crochet needle, 3 over the crochet needle, 4. So after chaining 4, we're going to make a small circle through which we're going to start making our granny square. So what you do is you chain 4, go into the first hole or stitch there, yarn over. You see, this time I'm doing it like that, but I could have my yarn there and just pick it like that, right? And slip it through, okay? And then make sure you have a small hole in the center there where I'm pushing my finger through. Now, to start, make sure you have this out of the way, right? Pick the right yarn, because you're going to have to start using this, and before you know it, you figure they've made a mistake. So the first thing you do is to, let me fix this camera, it's not properly focused. Okay, after making the circle, chain 3. Chain is to go through the stitches 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then you yarn forward or the yarn over the crochet, go into the hole, pick the same yarn, come through. Now you have 3, right? Now pick again the yarn, slip it through the first 2 because you have 3, pick the yarn again, and then the last 2. Okay, now we have two, you see this one and that one. So we are counting 1. The first one was, remember I said crochet 3, so that's the first one. This one, double crochet, and then the third one, yarn over. We say yarn, it means the yarn over the needle. So I will just say yarn over, back into the hole, pick up the yarn again, bring it out. When you bring it up, you will have 3. Yarn over the needle again, slip it through the first 2. Now you have 2. Pick up the yarn, and again, now you have 3. So you just did 2 here. The third one is the first one where you crochet 3 stitches. Now you're going to crochet 2, 1, sorry, I picked 1, so I pick the second one, 2, yarn over, go back into the same hole, pick the yarn, bring it over. Now we have 3, slip through the first 2, now we have 2, pick again the yarn, now we have 1. So we need to make 3 here. We're going to make 4 sets of 3s. So this is the first 3, this is the second set of 3s I'm going to make. Between the 3 sets, I have to chain twice, because wherever I'm chaining, there's gonna be a hole like that, and that hole is what's going to create the corners so we can have a square, right? So that's the first chain, yarn over, go back into the hole, pick up the yarn, bring it through. Now we have 3, yarn over again, slip it through the first 2, you have 2, and Once again, now you have 3. Yarn over, go through the hole, pick up the yarn, slip through the first 2, and then the last 2. Now you have 3. If you count, you have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. This is the second set. So I finished the second set. So what I'll do now is to chain 2 again. Remember, after each set of double crochet, each set of 3, you chain twice. 1, 2. Okay, keep this out of the way. Yarn over, go back into the center, pick up the yarn. You have 3, yarn over, slip through the first 2, and voila. Okay, so these are double crochets because we go in like that. I picked my yarn, right? I pick the yarn again. Now I have 3, so I go slip through the first 2, but I should remain with 1, and then I pick the yarn again, last 2. So that's why it's called a double crochet, right? So now I have 2, I need 3 because I have 3 here, I have 3 there, I have to have 3 here. Again, yarn over, go through the hole, pick up the yarn. I have 3, slip the yarn through the first 2. You have 2 now, then the last one. So now I have 3, right? How many do I have now? I have, let's count. I have 1 set of 3, the one I started, the second set of 3 double crochet, and the third. But because this is going to be a square, I need to have 4 of them because a square has 4 sides. So everywhere I'm chaining 2 to connect the 3 sets of double crochets is what's going to grow into corners of a perfect square. This is not a rectangle, it's a perfect square. So I'm still missing 1 because now this is just 3, right, sets of double crochet. So I chain, remember after 3 you have to chain twice. 1, 2, yarn over, go back into the same hole in the center, pick up the yarn and bring it through. You have 3, pick up the yarn, go slip it through the first 2. It's a double chain. Now this is why it's a double chain, because you go through it twice, right? So that's 1. We need 3, right? Yarn over, go through the center, right? Pick up the yarn, slip it through the first 2, pick it up again. Now you have 2. We need 3. Over, yarn over. I hope this doesn't make a knot for me. Just hold on, guys. I need to fix this. Sometimes it happens and you have to fix it, right? So yeah, it's fixed quick. So I was going to lose my stitch there. So yeah, so now we have 2. You can just count from the chain where I chained 2. You have 2 double crochets. You need a third one that you can easily count, even if you had to fix the yarn, and you can still go back. How many do I have here? Or 2. I still need a third one. So yarn over, go back into the hole, pick the yarn, right? You have 3, yarn over again, slip through the first 2, pick it up again, and finally through the last 2. Now you have 4 sets, right? You have this set of 3, this set of 3, this set of 3, and this set of 3. So now it's kind of a circle, but the circle has a gap here, so we have to close the gap. So when you come to the end, you have your 3 double crochets here. Make 1 stitch. Now you have to connect to close this gap, right? So to connect, remember you chained 3 to start this one. So count stitch number 1, stitch number 1, stitch number 2, stitch number 3. You go in through. There's no yarning over here. Just go in through this 3rd stitch. Yarn over. This is the same thing as just picking like that, okay? Like that. And again, chain. So you see how you have closed. It's almost a square if you look at it. It's almost a square. I don't know if I'm out of focus, but you see how it's almost a square now. So now the first row is done. So now what you do, chain 3, you have joined all the sides. Now you have one where you see where our double chains are, and this one. So now we have a square. No, so the whole idea is to grow this square outwards, right? We won't be going through the middle or the center hole again because the first row is done. So now we are picking from the top of the first row. So now I've joined the sides. Now I have to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. After joining the sides, you chain 3. But between a set of double chains, you chain twice. So okay, I chain 3, flip around. You see how I was going that way? After chaining 3, after joining, I flip this around. It's like I'm going backwards now, right? So I've chained 3, yarn over, and I'm going to look for a hole that's underneath here, underneath the chain of 3, which is this one. Let me show you something. I'll take this crochet. Make sure you leave these 3s, this set of double crochets here and those 3. So make sure you go in the middle. Don't go in between the double crochets, like separating 2. You have to leave out a set of 3 there and leave out a set of 3. So yeah, after crocheting, I flipped over the small square. Now I yarn over and I go into this hole right beneath where I chained, like that, because that's the corner, right? So I pick that same way, slip through the first 2, yarn over 1. So because I had chained 3 to start with, this would be the second one. So I need 1 more. Remember, the idea is to make 3 double chains through each hole. So now yarn over, go through the same corner hole, slip through, and finally now I have 3. So that's the first corner. So the first hole after the set of 3 double crochets will be this one. So what I'll do is to reach for that one. But here I would need a double crochet, but I can't do it now. I have to go all the way to come back here and give it a set of double 3. So from now, I just have 3. I'm owing another 3 because all the corners must have 6. Okay, so now I'll yarn over, go through this hole after those 3, right? Same way, crochet the same. Now you know how to do a double crochet. And then the second one in the same hole again. And then the third one. You see, now I have 3 double crochets. But these are corner holes where I've been crocheting twice. So I'll crochet twice again, make a chain of 2, 1, 2. Because in all these corners, I need to put 6. But I start with 3 first, chain twice, yarn over, and go back in the same hole. Why I am chaining twice between the first set of 3 in the same hole to the next? Because this is when I come back on the next row, this is where I keep going to putting 2 sets of double 3s with a chain of 2 in between. So that is what's gonna form my corners. Okay, let me pull my yarn here, put this away. Okay, so I did 1, yarn over, go into the same hole, slip through the first 2. Now I have 2. Remember, it's 2. And then the third one, yarn over, go through this one. You have 3, slip through the first 2, and again. So now in this corner hole, I have 2 sets of double crochets. The first one joined by a double chain, and this one. So now I'm going to the next corner, which is this one. I almost lost this one. I yarn over, go into that hole again, right, slip through the first 2 and right through. So I need the 3 first, right? So this is the second one and the third one. This is a corner, right? So I need to make it double in the corner the same way I did it here. So after the first set of 3 in the corner, I chain twice, 1, 2, and go back in to do another 3. I'm going a bit faster because I don't want to waste your time. 1, into the same hole, 2, again, 3. Okay, now that whole corner is done. The second corner is done. The third corner now. I yarn over, go reach for the third corner, go in, pull up, pull the yarn. I have 3, slip it through the first 2. There it is. The second one. Now I need the third one. But because it's a corner, after the third one, I need 6, right? So after the third one, I'm gonna chain 1, 2, yarn off and go back in the same hole. It's the only way we can have corners, having 6 separated by a double chain, right? On the corners only. Anything in between, later on, is just gonna be a set of 3, apart from the corners. So now I have 2. You see, this is the corner. Now I have a double set of 3s. Here I have a double set of 3s. Here I have a double set of 3s. Now I go to the first corner where I started. Remember, I just did 3. The first one was when I chained 3. So I just don't have a full set of 6. So what I need is to add the 3 that I'm owing in the first corner. Where remember when I flipped this, so I need to add the other 3 to complete this corner. Okay, let me pull up the yarn here. It's tightening up again on me. This is something you'll have to do, pulling up the yarn like that, because it keeps tightening on you. And yeah, so going to the corner now, there's already 3, so I'm just gonna add another 3 because there's a gap already, you can tell. Yarn over, go into the same hole, slip through the first 2, yarn over, same hole. Now we have 2, yarn over, same hole. Now you have 3. So now this makes 6 for this corner. You see, you're having your square now, but there is still a gap. You need to connect this. So to connect, remember the first one, when you started, you had chained 3 and you double crocheted 2 to make a set of 3. Now we've added these 3 upon reaching the same hole, but you still need to connect. You can tell there's a gap there. So after doing a set of 3, chain 1, go and count on the first where you chained 3. Go and count 1, 2, and 3. Go into that hole, right? No. Where you counted 3. Go in, pick up the yarn, pull it through. Now the gap is closed. You see how we have a square now. So this is all it is. Now after that, the same process again. You just close the gap. You chain 1, 2, 3. Flip the square. Go and look for the hole underneath the square. Yarn forward. Go through the hole. Slip through the first 2. Now you have 3. So you leave it at this. go work on the row. When you come here, you're going to add the other 3 when you complete that row, right? So now you see, now you have your 4 corners. So these 4 corners are where you're going to make 2 sets of 3s joined by a double chain. In the middle, like this hole, you don't make 2 sets of 3s, you just make a set of 3. So okay, yarn over after this one. This is not a corner hole, so what you do is just yarn over, go in the middle and make a set of 3. Okay, I missed that one, sorry. I have to start. Yarn over, go in the middle hole, pick up the yarn, slip through the first 2, and then finally through 1, 2. This you should have your corners. Again, the middle one, just remember the middle one, you just go in to make 1 set of 3 and you leave it. 2, 3. So that's the middle one. And then the corner one again, this one, yarn over, go in, I hope you are looking at what I'm doing. I'm going a bit faster now because I think you have grasped the basic concepts. So the first set of 3 is done. It's in the corner. I chain twice, 1, 2, yarn over, back into the same hole. Two double crochet, 3 double crochet, and now it's 6. You see how I'm making a square already? I'm trying to get here and stop before I can stop because I can't finish the entire thing. I'm just doing it for those who are following through. So this one is not a corner, so it's just 1 set of double crochets, yarn over, go into the hole, yarn over, slip through. That's 1 double crochet. This is the second one, yarn over. This is the third one. No need to double crochet here because it's not a corner one, right? The corner is here, so that's the next one. Yarn forward, pick that up, the hole, double crochet, 3, because it's a corner. After the first set of 3, chain twice, go yarn forward and go back into the hole to make. So you see how you are coming up with a square already. Okay, just remember how to connect, right? You know, sometimes when you are crocheting, your fingers, you kind of start having, what do you call it? Some kind of cramps in your fingers. I figure sometimes it's because you're not used to it, one. And the second reason, you may just need to be well hydrated to avoid those cramps. So now the corner one is done. Yarn over, this is a middle one, because now I'm completing this second row. Yarn over, go back into the middle one. It's a set of 3, so so the set of 3 is done. So I'm back again to where I started. Remember, I've been owing this part, so I look for the hole. Now I have to join, yarn over, go into the hole. I already have 3, slip through the first 2, double crochet is done, so I just need 2 more. See, the square is done, but the gape is going to be coming again because you need to join, right? See, you have a square now, a perfect square, but there's a gape there. So you chain once. If you are closing the gape, go and count on those 3 chains. Remember, you have 3 chains every time you start before you flip over. Count stitch 1, stitch 2, stitch 3, go through it, pick up the yarn, and voila, now you've closed the gap. You see how you have a square? I've been loosening up my crocheting so that you can see the pattern, you know, on the corners. So you have your square now. One more row, your granny square is done. You see how you have your double crochets in the corners, this set and that set, but in between you just have single sets of 3, and that's it, the centerpiece, and that's it, guys. You see I have bigger holes in this square than in this one. I'm explaining why I have 2 needles. Okay, when you buy your yarn, it's wrapped by this paper that's gonna give you some information on it. It tells you what size of yarn. I never used to know this before, but now I've learned. It tells you what size of yarn to use. 5, right? Sorry, not yarn. Type of size of crochet needle is size number 5, which is what I've been using. And look at my granny square. It's different from this one. Can you tell the difference? This one, yeah, there's a difference between this tension and this one. So you choose however you want. When you buy your yarn, go into the store, read the labels to see what size of crochet needle to buy. Start working on your projects. If you think your tension is a bit loose, go down crochet one size crochet needle. If it's perfect for you, that's okay. If you think it's too tight, go a crochet needle one size up, right? So yeah, that's about it. And you can make these granny squares as big as you want. I made a big one. I'm gonna make the other side to make a covers for some pillows. Okay, so that's why this is big. I have to make the other side. If you want it bigger for a blanket, you can just continue to crochet a granny square into a much bigger piece to make a baby blanket, or make bigger sizes. Join 3 sets on each row. Out of 9 sets, you can make a blanket, you know. So it's, however, there's so many other, you know, things you can do. Yeah, so feel comfortable about this. You can just replay the video and watch what I'm doing slowly. And if you have any comments, any suggestions, anything I may have done wrong or missed, please put it in the comment section. If you have any more ideas or things you know better about making granny squares, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section. Just remember, guys, to share the video, to comment, to subscribe. If you need me to come back and redo the lesson much more slowly and just focus on one granny square, I'm prepared to do that, but you have to tell me if you need me to do that. This is all for today, guys. Until next time again, be reminded to subscribe, to share, and comment. Bye.